Let's continue our work in Module 2 by discussing counselor use of time. As school counselors, it helps us to know how we spend our time. This helps us figure out ways to improve our program delivery in order to help us meet the mission of our program. Think back to the mission statement you wrote for your school counseling program. What might be getting in the way of you actually doing what you described in that statement? Most school counselors would say we simply do not have enough time. Understandable. But it is important for us to identify what specifically is causing us not to have enough time. ASCA recommends that school counselors spend 80% of their time in direct and indirect student services, but most counselors find this difficult to achieve. Think about the things you do each day that do not lead your students closer to your program's vision or mission. So how do we take a deeper dive into this thought? We need to look at data and not just make assumptions about our time use. Tracking and analyzing our time can help us figure out what might be getting in the way of delivering our program. How our time is spent should also be shared with important stakeholders, especially with school administrators. Once we have actual concrete evidence showing how we use our time, we can then target the areas that need improvement and advocate with our administrators for feasible, practical ways of using our time more effectively and impactfully. ASCA recommends school counselors conduct a time use assessment twice a year to collect and analyze this data. This is done by tracking what you do, your daily work, over a period of time and categorizing your hours by the type of activity you're doing. We know that this can be a time-consuming task, so we have a time sampling and analysis tool to help make it as easy as possible. To start, let's first look at what ASCA recommends for counselor time use. Remember, ASCA recommends that school counselors spend 80% of their time in direct and indirect student services, and the remaining 20% in managing your counseling program and with school support services, otherwise known as fair share activities, the routine of running the school that all staff take equal turns in doing to ensure the school's smooth operation. Direct student services are the in-person interactions between school counselors and students in the forms of instruction, appraisal and advisement, and counseling that help students develop the knowledge, attitudes, and skills outlined in the ASCA Mindsets and Behaviors for Student Success standards to improve their achievement, attendance, and discipline outcomes. What constitutes direct services? Instruction, classroom lessons, large group presentations, appraisal and advisement, helping students understand their abilities, values, and career interests, and attain the ASCA mindsets and behaviors for student success. This often results in students establishing personal goals and developing future plans. These may occur in classrooms, large and small groups, or individually. This could include assessment, career interest inventories, personality inventories, or any type assessment or test that school counselors administer and/or interpret. This does not include test coordination work, scheduling students, career advising, or college advising. Counseling. The professional assistance and support provided to a student or small group of students during times of transition, heightened stress, critical change, or other situations impeding student success. These are short-term and based on counseling theories and techniques effective in a school setting, individual counseling, or small group setting. Indirect student services are the services provided on behalf of students as a result of the school counselor's interactions with others through indirect services of collaboration, consultation, and referrals. School counselors can enhance student achievement and promote access for all students. What constitutes indirect services? Collaboration, the process in which multiple individuals work towards a common goal and share responsibility for the associated tasks. Teaming and partnering, school district committees, parent workshops, community partnerships, and crisis response. Consultation, the process of providing information, opinions, and recommendations to individuals who can support a student's need or seeking information from an expert. Referrals, occur when students' needs extend beyond the training and/or responsibilities of the school counseling role. Include but are not limited to academic support referrals or tutoring, career support, college planning websites, employment opportunities, social emotional support, and community agencies. Program management and school support services, such as school counseling program defining, managing, and assessing tasks, example, managing your school counseling program and evaluating your work. In addition, a small portion of the 20% of the school counselor's time is spent in fair share responsibilities, the routine of running the school, all staff taking equal turns doing to ensure the school's smooth operation. It is important that you are familiar with ASCA's list of appropriate activities for school counselors. Remember that this was included in your Module 1 resources. Those duties or tasks outside the school counselor's role that impede the implementation of a comprehensive school counseling program are considered non-school counseling tasks, and you will want to advocate that these tasks should not be your responsibility. For carrying the torch to student success, you will be required to conduct a 1-week time use assessment twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. It's not a bad idea to do a couple of weeks' time of sampling each semester. It will give you a better picture of how to use your time. However, we also know that this can be one more task on top of everything else you do, so you may decide doing a 1-week time sampling twice a year is enough to help you assess your time use. Remember, time use assessment is something counselors should do every year in a comprehensive counseling program. It's best practice, and it can serve as an advocacy tool for reducing the non-counseling activities that may limit your capacity to deliver student services. In this module, you'll complete a 1-week time sampling, but you can also continue to track your time with the tracker tool provided for longer than a week if you wish. This time sampling will serve two purposes. First, it will help you learn how to analyze your current time use, and second, it will give you data for the annual administrative conference, which we will discuss in later modules, dependent on which level you are working towards. You can find instructions for using the time use tool by clicking the menu at the top left, found with the 3 green lines. You'll also see other menu options, including counselor information. This is where you can customize your log by entering the total number of hours that you are contracted to work each week, indicating whether your position is full-time or part-time, adjusting the start and end times for your log, and how often you would like to enter the time use data. We recommend a 15-minute time block, but this feature allows you to customize your data entry. Be sure to click the green Save button at the bottom of the page to make sure that your changes are saved. You can start logging your hours simply by typing in the activity you did at a particular time and select the category for that particular activity. Definitions of each category can be found at the top. Just click on the information icon next to each category to see an explanation. For now, your task to complete is conduct a time use sampling for 1 week. Thank you for joining us for this video. As always, do not hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. Please feel free to contact me at rfraser@doe.in.gov. If your question pertains to the online platform, you can also contact Amy Portis of Inspire Success, our technical partner, at amy@inspiresuccess.org.